And TV Today's managing editor Rahul Kamal spoke to US congressmen to get their reaction to Modi's speech.
I want to understand from you, first, your takeaways from the big Modi speech at Madison Square Garden.
Well, I had a few takeaways from that speech. It was very enthusiastically received, obviously. But he talked about pride in India and of Indian accomplishments, of sending a mission to Mars and so forth, and of Indian democracy, which is all what you'd expect an Indian Prime Minister to talk about. But he also talked about two other things, which grabbed a number of other things, but two things grabbed my attention. One was he talked about cleaning up the Ganges River, and that doesn't sound glamorous, but it's of incredible importance in terms of public health and in terms of women's lives and men's too, but women primarily. And that was very interesting and very encouraging to see a Prime Minister speaking about that, not at home, but here. The third thing he spoke about that grabbed my attention was some various problems or initiatives that the Indian government is going to take in the next few months with various different types of visas. And that showed to me that this government and the Prime Minister, while obviously facing major problems in India and dealing with them, was also spending some time in concern about the problems of Indians living abroad. Because these problems with the visas are obviously for problems of Indians who live in the United States, maybe in other countries. And that's very interesting to see that he has time to think about things like that. I haven't seen the President of the United States, for example, talk about the problems of Americans living in France or someplace else. It's very, very good to see that.
What are your expectations from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Washington, D.C.? What do you see emerge in a tangible form, sir?
Well, it's still early, and I think he's getting comfortable in his position, his own skin, as we say. And I think we're taking an assessment of where he's at as well. What I drew from his speech today was a number of things. One is him wanting to reduce the red tape. I think that's primarily within India in terms of getting things, having a government more accountable. And I think in many respects, it's going to go a long way in terms of improving the relationship between the U.S. and India. I think part of the frustration from the business world, from this side of the world, is that their frustration in doing business in India. It sounds to me as though the Prime Minister Modi is setting off on a new trek to smooth that out and make that better. It's not going to be perfect, it never will be. No country's perfect in that regard, but I think America's looking for a better response. So I think that's one of the primary areas. I think also in terms of the environment, what the Prime Minister spoke of the cleaning of the Ganges River, of the issue of safe drinking water. I really kind of chuckled when he mentioned more toilets. You know, New York City needs more toilets. I mean, that is a health issue, and that he's willing to tackle those little things that really have a huge impact on a country like India, as well as I think we're looking forward to furthering that alliance that we've already developed over the last 20 years, furthering that alliance, and that India really is a world player, and I think that was demonstrated today by the incredible turnout today.